Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, I'm going to be doing a short hypnosis session inspired by the city of Cambridge. For many people outside of the UK, the city of Cambridge is going to be known very much for its old university colleges. Quite a scenic city, has a very picturesque river going through the city. Many people will have seen images of people punting, which is where you kind of almost have like a Venetian kind of style boat, not a gondola, but something that looks similar, and a pole to kind of make your way through the river. So that's going to be the backdrop, and the essence of this particular hypnosis session is going to be based on the resources of knowledge and wisdom. So one of the key things that people, often link to learning is this idea of tapping into information that has been understood by others and then written down so that you don't have to start from scratch. And if you think of civilization, that's kind of largely what it is. It's building on the progress that's already been made up to that point. And if you were to look at that as an individual rather than societies, cities, civilizations, then the key element of learning is to say, well, look, you can learn through your own experience, which is quite a long way of doing things, or you can learn through the experience of other people. So we're going to use Cambridge as a backdrop for a hypnosis session based on this idea that learning accelerates your ability to achieve anything that you want in life, because learning enables you to build on the experience of other people. Almost like standing on the shoulders of giants in a strange way, but it's building on what's come before you, if that makes sense. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that stress, tension, worries are just leaving your body in your outward breath. On the next inward breath in, continue to breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, if it's safe to do so, allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, just get a sense of going even deeper, relaxed. Now, continue to breathe in and breathe out. And just give permission for your imagination to be playful. And a playful imagination can imagine anything. And I want you to imagine a picturesque city in England, an old city, a city called Cambridge. I want you to imagine floating over this city, perhaps seeing a beautiful river, many bridges, and impressive old buildings, the old colleges. I want you to get a sense that this is a city of learning. I want you to imagine that Nearby to the river is just a beautiful, well-groomed patch of grass. Imagine floating down from the sky, and just imagine your bare feet walking on this soft grass, looking around at impressive, very old buildings. I want you to get a sense that this city was home to some of the greatest minds throughout history. I want you to notice that there is a strange looking bridge that crosses the river. Some people call it the mathematical bridge, a wooden bridge made of interesting shapes, designed in a particular way to support the weight of people that cross. And I wonder, as you look at that bridge, if you can imagine going back in time to the point where this bridge was originally created. Looking at those straight timber beams fused together in almost what looks like a puzzle. I want you to get a sense that this bridge took ideas that came before it, ideas from engineering, maths. I want you to get a sense that there is equations built into this design that didn't come from a single person. Imagine now that you're no longer on the grass, but you're on a floating wooden boat with a long pole. And just imagine that you're using your weight to shift the boat forwards along the river as you go under this wooden mathematical bridge. I want you to get a sense that you are unlocking a thirst, a quest for the kind of knowledge that will improve your life. Many people had experiences of going to school and being bored with learning, found it frustrating, controlling, but I want you to get a sense that the real essence of learning is a time machine. I want you to get a sense that there are two ways that you can make progress in your life. As you feel yourself gliding on the surface of the river cam, I want you to get a sense that you can go through life learning only from your personal experience. If you make good decisions, you can figure out that they're good decisions. And if you make bad decisions, perhaps at some level you'll learn from those bad decisions and perhaps make better decisions in the future. But I want you to entertain an idea that your biggest failures are not the failures you're aware of. Your biggest failures are the missed opportunities you didn't even know existed. I want you to get a sense that there is a second way of navigating through life. That instead of only learning from your own personal experience, I wonder what would happen if you could take the experience of other people and their mistakes or their lessons of what works well in a particular situation, what if you could extract their knowledge from their minds and implant it directly into your brain? Wouldn't that give you an edge, an advantage? The ability to take hundreds of years worth of experience and condense it down so that your choices, your decisions are built on decades and decades of other people's experience. What would be possible for you to achieve if you could take all of the experience of those people that are doing the things that you'd like to do and condense it down into principles that shape your own personal decisions? I want you to imagine parking up this wooden boat, climbing up onto the bank and then seeing an impressive building, perhaps the first ever college in Cambridge. As you start walking towards the grounds of Peterhouse College, imagine going back in time to when this college was first created, all the way back in the 13th century. I want you to get a sense that this college that's hundreds and hundreds of years old started at a point where they were just collating the knowledge that was known then. And I want you to imagine standing in the middle of a courtyard, surrounded by all this knowledge, and then speeding up time. Imagine seeing thousands of students, thousands of professors and lecturers going in and out. Imagine that decades fly by in seconds, and get a sense that each new student is learning from all the knowledge that came before, and perhaps contribute new knowledge, and the process continues. And I want you to get a sense that over perhaps 700 years, there is more knowledge in this college than there was when it first began. And I wonder if you could take the same essence of knowledge building on knowledge, building on knowledge, compounding and growing in your own mind. What people would you like to pick the brains of and acquire their experience? What mistakes perhaps have other people made that you could learn from? What things would you like that perhaps other people already know how to do? I want you to get a sense that whatever your old beliefs are about learning, just entertain a new idea that learning is standing on the shoulders of giants. Learning is the ultimate life hack, that you're able to condense years of other people's experience down to perhaps hours of your own experience. Knowledge is useful, but when you make decisions based on that knowledge, your wisdom becomes the interaction between knowledge and reality. It's fine to learn, but it's more important to do, because the doing enables you to filter out knowledge, to keep the nuggets of gold and to leave everything else behind. And in doing so, imagine taking your life in the very direction that you want to take it. I want you to get a sense that you already know how learning is crucial to your existence. You know how to talk. But imagine creating your very own language from scratch. How difficult would it be to communicate with other people if nobody knows your language but you? But by building on a language that was already there, enabled you to read new things and learn new things, and tap into the experience of other people that came before you. As you walk down, perhaps under the arches of this old college, I want your subconscious mind to ask a question. That if you could magically acquire specific knowledge in one area of your life, what would that be? Or perhaps also to consider that if you could do anything at all, if only you knew how, what would you want to do? Many people create a lack of knowing as the main obstacle for not trying. But what if you assumed that you could learn anything that you wanted to learn? Suddenly all those closed doors become open doors, and the world and life becomes filled with infinite possibility. I want you to imagine a future version of yourself, perhaps just a year or two in the future, that not only has now acquired that knowledge that you don't currently have, but is using that knowledge to take your life in the very direction that you want to take your life. What do you see yourself doing? What do you have that you don't currently have? How are you able to live life in a way that's profoundly better than the life you currently have by tapping into the knowledge of other people? And I want you to entertain an idea that knowledge can be acquired in so many different ways. In the past, perhaps it was a teacher or a book, but now, what if by watching a video you could learn something new? What if by hearing someone knowledgeable in a particular area while you're jogging or walking or doing something else could suddenly amplify your own understanding of something important to you? You are unlocking a thirst, a quest, not for knowledge for the sake of knowledge, but useful knowledge that takes your life in profoundly positive directions. You're unlocking a belief that you can learn anything that you're committed to learning, and that your subconscious mind will take what's useful from that knowledge and leave everything else behind. Absorb that thirst for knowledge, a desire to learn, and a belief in your ability to learn. And now it's time to float up from this old college back into the sky and feel like you're returning back into your body in the present, listening to my voice and realizing that all of this is just thoughts within thoughts, dreams within dreams, ideas within ideas, and you're now back firmly in the present. Very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, but first, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're in your own physical body right now. And when I count to 10, you will awaken with a desire to learn what is useful and empowering and positive for you, knowing that you have the ability to do that. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox. the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.